Hello and welcome to the list. For the past couple of lists, Sam and myself have brought you the 5 best MMOs for new players and 5 MMOs for experienced players. As promised, this week we're taking a look at the 5 deep cuts for the hardcore players out there who are either looking for intense PvP experiences, open world sandbox mayhem, or a glimpse into the history and legacy of the MMO genre. They may not be the most pretty, the most modern, or even the most popular MMORPGs available, but they're sure to give you a good idea of what hardcore MMOs have to offer. Let's start at number 5. Darkfall Unholy Wars. There are those who will stipulate that the relaunch of Darkfall Unholy Wars simplified the original version for the game. I am one of them. But there's no denying that adventuring sandbox should be counted among the most hardcore MMORPGs out there, with a seamless, non-instance, dark fantasy world, sandbox, character progression system, deep crafting, and an undeniable bent towards PvP, full loot. Darkfall Unholy Wars will give you a run for your money. It can be pretty brutal, and a hell of a lot of fun. Number 4 on the list, Ultima Online. Never mind that Ultima, VII, was one of the first Western RPGs that got me hooked on the genre, and Ultima Online was the first foray in the realm of MMORPGs. If you're looking for a glimpse into the history of MMOs, Broadsword's game is somewhat of a living fossil that will give you a look into the type of classic open-world action that is still relevant for a lot of gamers. It's also unflinchingly sandboxy, and while you might find yourself lost from the moment that you set foot in Britannia, the journey will undoubtedly be illuminating. Number 3. Asheron's Call. Now, Asheron's Call is one of my favorites, and it's difficult to find a long-standing MMO that is as hardcore as Turbine's MMORPG. The Darktide server features free-for-all, skill-based PvP with full loot, and of course XP loss when you get taken out by another player and die. It's definitely one of the most intense PvP-based MMORPGs out there, and it's not to be missed. Number 2. EVE Online. How does one explain EVE Online to the uninitiated? It's a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, that's true. It takes place in space, encouraging you to specialize your ships and explore the known universe. That much is readily apparent. What's difficult to describe is the unbelievable scope of empire building, economic warfare, and metagame player interaction that is so far-reaching that it's resulted in not a few out-of-the-game financial scandals. If you're thinking of playing CCP's space MMO, be prepared to be overwhelmed and make friends quickly. And number 1. EverQuest. Call it a theme park. Call it a vintage game. Call it a classic. Whatever words that you use to describe this flagship MMORPG, it's undisputable that EverQuest, along with Ultima Online before it, and World of Warcraft after, set the ground rules for modern MMO development. EverQuest is over 16 years old and has 21 expansions to its name, and must be played if only to understand from where contemporary MMORPGs have derived their inspiration. If you haven't given EverQuest a try, you owe it to yourself to see what all the fuss continues to be about. What are some of your favorite hardcore, sandbox, PvP, or classic MMOs? Please let us know in the comments below, and as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.